my hair. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah.
How are you?
I have to close the window and so my mother can hear you better. And, yeah, make everything loud. Too close to the street. Oh. But it is as it is. Lass mich da mal rein. Has to be accepted. Okay. Say something.
Hi.
Hi. Hi. Okay, you're loud enough now. Mm-hmm. Do we look like?
You like duplicates.
Yeah. Yeah. A bit we have something in common. I think so.
Photocopy.
Otherwise we could not live so good together. But I blame my mother because I got her nose, okay? And please. I got this nose, right? But my father's was worse, okay? But okay. So I'm grateful, but it didn't need to be like this. You know, there's nothing in there, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Is it a boneless
what can
nose?
We are as we are. On some things we can work, on some things it's hopeless. So it's the wisdom to expect it. Yeah, well, you have to accept it. To live with it. Yeah. So were you, let me do the camera. So were you expecting this?
I wasn't expecting such a lovely young woman.
Ain't she cool?
Yeah, she looks amazing.
Especially with a fan, because we need it today. Yeah, this is wonderful. Sounds like a thing. Look, isn't it beautiful?
It's beautiful. It's very pretty.
Yeah, I had a problem when I was a child. I could not breathe. I was breathing with my ear and not with the shoulders. And then that's why I wasn't good in sports and like that. Unlike me. No. I was the fastest runner in town. I had a model. But Yvonne is perfect. When in trouble, run. Yeah, I made several trips to India. And it's the country of my interest. I told Rehan about Rashid Saab. Oh, yeah. Rashid Saab is Kashmiri.
Very cool. Is he still around?
He is still around. We talk very little. Somehow he likes his cell phone, but beyond that, it ain't happening. Okay. He is, I don't know how old is. I don't know. How old is it? Well, I did. 74. And he sells Kashmiri carpets, silk carpets, and I got some beauties. Okay. And he got me telephone in India. You know how he did that? He knew minister. But he said it cost, by the way, the minister cost him a little carpet. Yeah, not just a little carpet. It cost him a silk carpet. And Rashid Saab let me know. Now, this is when my trouble in India started, because the rest of the Canadians had no phones. Not even our team leader. So Rashid Saab said, okay, sir, I get phone. Yeah. What you can do with a little bit of budget, huh? We are not Canadians, so we come from Germany. I was brought up pretty, how shall I say, also nicht überheblich. Close to earth. Translation time. Close to earth. Yeah, and not thinking not feeling more than others. Yeah, not thinking that you are. Thinking we are different, yes, and different talents, but there is not the reason. No arrogance. Yeah, no arrogance. Couldn't think of the word. Duh.
So what's your name?
Gisela.
How do you spell it?
Gisela. Gisela.
Like gazelle.
Yeah. It's like Giselle in French. Gisela is the German version. Yeah, I looked a little bit up.
and it has something to do with geyser. Because the city which is below the big pyramid.
My mother is a pyramid fanatic.
Yeah, I was interested in it. And they write this with G-I-S, but it's the same name. It's the same word. And no, I shouldn't speak about myself. Tell me about you.
Doesn't she know the right thing to say?
This is more interesting to hear
She's
from
just
you.
awesome.
I'm honest.
Now you know where I got my awesomeness from, right?
Yeah.
Between her and my father, there was no missing it.
Yeah. My husband didn't come with me, so I traveled when I was free.
Well, he had already passed away.
Papa?
Yeah.
What has he passed away? This is not...
Well, he had died already, and then you went to India.
For me, he's still alive.
For me, too. You know what I mean. We're trying to be like normal people here.
He was very original.
He's sitting behind both of you.
Yeah, probably. Okay, here.
Do you see? I have this from India.
It's very beautiful.
Yes. Look how it looks from the back.
Very nice.
People work very hard for very little money, but I think it's getting more fair.
This is from Delhi.
I hope it gets more fair for the people who work so hard.
So this is Papa. Let me see if you can see that. That's when he was 45. That's when he married. Actually, no, he wasn't 45. He was 29. He didn't like the older pictures of himself, so we don't keep them. Okay? That was his wedding picture from his first marriage. And he cut the picture.
He was supposed to become a professor in Berlin. Because his professor said he is the best student I ever had. He has intuitions. He looks into the area and he knows what's underneath in the earth. And so he had a friend in Russia, and the Hitler people got it out.
They got upset about his friends in Russia.
Not only they sent a spy under the name from my husband, like he is a twin. And then when they found out, they shot him. So he didn't get the professor place. And that since he worked so hard to pay his own
university.
Teaching, so it was very hard for him.
He was a PhD in engineering, and he had also a soil science degree. So you see the similarities here.
Yeah,
I have a brother who has exactly the same thing. Except I have the MBA above. Okay, so
he had also a child soil background, like the famous Mr. He will be leading America.
Mr. Trump. My mother thinks Trump is going to...
No.
I bought my mother a booklet on Trump because we both think that when we watch the news, we watch propaganda, okay? So I went, and because all the stories about Trump, there was like a little sort of magazine pamphlet kind of thing, okay? So, 30, 40 pages. And I bought that for my mom. And since then, she knows more about Trump than any one of us.
French.
You know about Trump.
Trump, yes, I'm a Trump expert. And especially 2 days ago, I heard that he thinks good manners are bringing somebody far. And there are too many people who just behave bad, besides shooting. And also a way of bad behavior.
I was raised in a boarding school.
No, I'm old enough to say that.
And you know what? When we sat at the dining room table, now I was 5 or 5, right? We sat in the dining room table. My mother insisted we have good behavior. So in order to keep our chins up and not eat like this, good Western Europeans, she put a ruler under our chin and a book under each arm. And you had to eat like this. And I, to this day, resent my mother because I was the smallest. I was closest to the table. And my ruler was as long as everybody else's. And that is absolutely not fair.
I didn't hear what I heard.
You didn't hear, right? No. You didn't want to hear this.
I just have a great talent not to hear.
Yeah, I know.
By the way, when we were taught in school that human beings comes from an animal, from an ape,
ape.
An ape.
The
teacher was sitting right in front of me, and this was religious teaching. So I knew how my father will react. So I came home and said, "You never told me that we had apes in our how do you say it?
Family."
Yes, in the family. We come from apes. You should have told me that. I'm surprised. I played a bit. I like to play a little bit, but harmless. He found them out, I told him. Because the next day he went to school and he insisted that I was so upset that we had apes in our past from our family, that it's out with religious teaching of this type. So I had not to be attention any religious teaching in school.
Just imagine religious teaching in school during Hitler time. Your ancestors were apes. What kind of religion is that? Have you heard of anything as crazy as this?
And I made it up partly. I wanted that he gets excited, marches in next day with me to school.
Oh, you dramatized for your father.
I was winning. I couldn't go home. They don't let me home. But I could already do my schoolwork in this time, in another class.
What a con job.
I was only winning to it. Because I still believe there is no monkey. And the monkeys are nice. When I was in India, I rented a car privately. And then the driver, I rented him too, came to a forest, and there was all monkeys who moved in all the same movements. They look and they stand there. They scratch, they all scratch. And I wanted to go out, but he warned me. He said, "We are not coming home again. This will be a bad experience." So I didn't do it. Others must have done the experience already before. But the last time I went was with Yvonne to help her because she had got a very serious sickness. And I inquired about homeopathic medicine. Since then, I'm very interested because what I brought is really helped her. And it was on a little tablet. We put it, and it was South African. Was ist das? Not sand, but
white clay.
Yeah.
I was very sick, and my liver was in very bad shape.
And so many people die on this. And what I brought, Ronnie, admit, it helped.
It really helped.
Yes.
I still have white clay. It's standing on top of the fridge. I have it. Right? Yeah. Sometimes I put white clay in my penny.
So there is a Dr. Vogel who has the Dutch people. They have even a statue from him and they adore him because he's not alive anymore, but he has the healing with homeopathic medicine. So from then on, I was very interested.
So that is how my mother ended up with the name Dr. Mama in India.
My husband said, I can make dead people alive.
But he said that for another reason.
But now I'm talking too much. Yeah? No. Tell me.
No, you're doing just fine, Mommy. They were cat and dog.
I love
Was
every
this
moment. This stands for you are fantastic, and I am loving it. And I think if you give me the permission, I would love to share this with my Facebook. I think they would be so happy to see you guys talk. It was just amazing.
I wrote so much. I stopped working, and then I thought I need some activity.
It's okay.
And then I remembered I should solve a puzzle. And the puzzle is, for what was a big pyramid board built? For what purpose? Where all the effort? And years along, when I lived alone in my house, I was heaping on paper with numbers.
My mother has a stack of numbers like this on the size of the pyramid, of drawings, what should be where and what should be how. And one of these days, they're going to find all these things, my mother.
So each side of the pyramid is 750 foot. They have, and these are holy numbers. I was read up about Italian mathematicians who is so precise with his numbers. He said all the numbers are too much or too short. Nobody knows has the numbers. So I thought before I solve the problem with the pyramid, I will order make the measurements right. And it was very interesting. Then I had it. I wanted to phone the professor in Italy, who.
And you wanted to tell him you were right.
And I found out he was dead. Yeah, really was mourning. And I thought.
And you did it all for him.
Yes.
To prove him right because you got laughed at.
His name was Cecchini. And one student was very fresh, badly speaking about him. I didn't react to that, but I was sad that I couldn't give him my result. All these the measurements at all times used, I have them all precise.
In other words, she proved him right, and he was just sort of an annex to somebody else's book. And my mother thought he deserved more. Mm-hmm. And you spent how many years on that? 20?
Oh, this was such a nice time.
Was such a nice time.
Peaceful, peaceful.
Sitting till 5 o'clock in the morning, doing numbers.
Yeah, I liked numbers already when I had to learn who are our ancestors.
The apes. Coming back to the apes.
I speak. You also speak.
Sorry.
We have the proof.
The apes. Right.
Our good friend in Delhi would regularly to a Muslim, and also we came there. And this is, and our friend insisted that we start praying for her, especially Yvonne. And I always, no, not yet, because the goal
pray that I want to have a baby, right?
the families.
My husband was there, so he said, no, not yet. She was worried. I have a child and he's not there.
I said, not yet, wait, he's coming. He's on his way.
I spent the first year in India by myself.
Yeah. Yeah, there were so many good people.
Yeah. Rashid Saab was good.
Yeah.
He was nice. And he helped us so much.
Yeah, I bought lots of carpets.
And it was Kashmiri. He's a tall man, right?
No, he has the people who work for him are in Himalaya and far away, and they wait for him. He buys. He has a machine, weaving.
Yeah.
So they can do the weaving. They don't have the money, so he buys it for them. And then he said, they wait. He comes up and he has people who work for him and they raise up and it's beautiful. The people have to sell it. They're out with money. So I have bought so many. I'm not rich.
He was, as you can hear, he was a super salesman.
My husband would have been worried for me.
But you didn't buy so many carpets from him. But in the end, I told him before I left, I said, you are not selling my mother any more carpets.
Even his girlfriend, I have never seen it. I sent her a carpet, a small one. No,
Yvonne,
I spent a lot of money there.
Yvonne and Gazelle, I think I will call this the Yvonne and Gazelle show. It's brilliant. I love every moment I'm listening, and I think everybody else would love it too. I will take your leave right now because I have to really go. But it's such an honor meeting you. You guys are like amazing. I have no words to tell you how happy I am to meet both of you.
You come away easy. I cannot do that. So you have to work now to telephone, to answer telephone.
Yeah,
that's how I understand it.
I have to. It's 3 o'clock in the morning for me, so I have to go. Somebody is calling me, so but I would love to do this again. This is beautiful.
9 hours difference between Pakistan and India, and for him it is early in the morning, and he hasn't slept yet. So we have to send him to bed.
Yeah, we know how this is.
We know how it is. Yeah. Yes. Good night, Rihan.
Yeah. Right. Good night.
Take care. So much.
Sleep fast. We took some time away from you.
No problem. It was my honor to meet you.
Thank you, Rihan.
Thank you.